morning, Joe. Beautiful shot of the Capitol. And since John Newsom's not here this morning, I have to reach back and get well, this isn't so abstract of a historical reference, but today in 1838, Abraham Lincoln delivered an address to the Young Men's Lyceum, the debating society in Springfield. It was in the wake of a growing mob violence, including the killing of abolitionists by pro-slavery mobsters. And I was reading on Heather Cox Richardson's newsletter yesterday.
How ironic.
The entire speech, because we've heard parts of the speech, but I didn't realize that Lincoln was only 28 when he did the Lyceum speech, and it was on defending the political institutions of America. And in that speech, Lincoln said this: "At what point shall we expect the approach of danger? By what means shall we fortify against it? Shall we expect some transatlantic military giant to step the ocean and crush us at a blow?
No.
Never. All the armies of Europe, Asia, and Africa combined, with all the treasure of earth, our own accepted, in the military chest with a Bonaparte for a commander could not by force take a drink from the Ohio or make a track on the Blue Ridge in a trial of 1,000 years." I've always loved that line, "in a trial of 1,000 years." At what point then is the approach of danger to be expected? I answer, if it ever reaches us, it must spring up amongst us. It cannot come from abroad. If destruction be our lot, we must ourselves be its author and finisher. As a nation of free men, we must live through all time or die by suicide. And then Richard, again,
And Trump said it.
It's just so timely. When we hear people talking about Civil War, the movies out
The
talking
enemy
about Civil War,
is within.
you have an America that's divided.
It is not the enemy that he
politically. And I'm not
defined
saying
as the enemy.
politically, because I know a lot of
He
people who vote for
himself
both candidates,
and his whole
I know you
MAGA
do as well.
movement
And we seem to manage
is going to be the
from,
force
social media or away
that
from cable
leads
news
to
or these other
the actual
places,
destruction
in business settings and social settings
of this
that
country.
does happen. But there is more of a division over the last 10, 15 years, I think, in large part because of the media ecosystem that we live in.
No, because of the election of the first black president
on the anniversary of the
to a
speech
country
in
that
January
never, ever, ever
1838,
thought that that would happen.
we must stand together. He also, of course, later
That's why
said,
this is so ironic.
"House divided against itself cannot stand."
Absolutely.
The line of destruction be our lot. The real threat to the integrity of this country, to the fabric of America, is not going to come from abroad, from now, you'd say the Chinas, the Russias, the North Koreas, or anybody else. It's from within.
And it's going to come from those
political scientists called
aggrieved Europeans who feel that this country is no longer being run and controlled by them, whereby putting them in fear that what they've done to others is now going to come back and be done to them. The only problem with that theory is those of us who have been oppressed, those of us who have been marginalized, we don't have that in our nature. You see, that's what they would do if they were in our position.
We're not a government of men, we are a government of laws that have to be respected.
And therein lies the difference.
We need a well-informed electorate.
There you go.
As
Education,
and so
which they're trying to eliminate.
we have all these requirements in school. Like, we really need to teach history. Every school needs to teach history. Some of the best schools in America don't require their students to even scratch the surface.
Well, when you teach history in America, it's called CRT.
So civics, yes.
Because you can't teach the history of America without teaching the history of slavery and all the atrocities that were committed during that time. So
We looked at a year of national service. Something that would actually bring Americans together, bring young Americans together.
The only thing that's going to do that is when America is destroyed, and then the young people are going to have to come together to rebuild it. It's too late for that. The horse is out the barn. So better get your mind right.